Hello my dear friends, welcome back to English Vibe 1. My name is Noyan, and I am very happy that you are here with me today. If you are listening right now, it means you care about your English, your growth, and your future. Many English learners around the world want to enjoy books, movies, and deep ideas in English, but they feel scared because the language feels too fast, too difficult, too confusing. The words feel heavy. The sentences feel long. The ideas feel hard. And because of this, many people give up before they really begin. But today I want to tell you something important. You do not need to understand everything at once. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to listen, relax, breathe, and move forward step by step. In this channel I speak slowly. I use simple English. I explain big ideas in an easy way. You don't need a notebook. You don't need to pause every minute. Just listen like you listen to music. Let the words flow into your mind. If you do this every day, your English will grow naturally without stress. Today I am going to tell you the story and the lessons of a very powerful book. This book has changed millions of lives around the world. It is not fiction. It is not a fairy tale. It is a book about real life, real struggles, real responsibility, and real strength. The book talks about how to live better, how to stand strong in difficult times, how to become a person you can respect. The book is called 12 Rules for Life. The original book is very deep and very complex. Many learners feel lost when they try to read it. That is why I created this episode specially for you. Today I will tell you the meaning of this book in slow, calm, simple English. I will not rush. I will guide you gently from one idea to another. You can listen before sleep. You can listen while walking. You can listen while resting. Just stay with me. This book teaches one big message again and again. Life is not easy. Life brings pain. Life brings uncertainty. But inside all this difficulty, there is also meaning, strength, and growth. You may feel weak today. You may feel confused today. You may feel lost today. But it does not mean you will stay like this forever. Growth is possible. Change is possible. A better life is possible. But it starts with responsibility. Responsibility means you stop waiting for the world to save you. You stop blaming everyone. You take small steps to fix your own life. This is not easy. It is heavy. But it is also powerful. When you carry responsibility, you also gain control. This book gives 12 life rules. Each rule is like a light in a dark road. You don't need to follow all of them perfectly. Even following one rule slowly can change your life. Today I will guide you through these rules carefully, slowly, and clearly. Let us begin our journey. The first rule teaches us something very simple but very deep. It says stand up straight with your shoulders back. At first, it sounds like advice only about posture, but it is actually advice about your entire life. The way you hold your body tells your mind how to feel. When you walk with your head down, your shoulders collapsed, your chest closed, your body is saying I am afraid, I am weak, I want to hide. And your brain listens to that signal. It starts to feel small, tired, and hopeless. But when you stand tall, when your shoulders are back, when your chest is open, when your eyes look forward, your body sends a different message. It says I am here, I am ready, I can face the world. Confidence is not only inside your head. It also lives in your body. When you change your posture, you slowly change your emotions. When you feel nervous before a presentation, if you straighten your back and breathe deeply, your fear starts to shrink. When you feel sad, if you sit upright and lift your head, your sadness becomes lighter. This is not magic. It is biology. Your body and mind work together. Also, when others see you stand tall, they treat you differently. They speak to you with more respect. They trust you more. They take you more seriously. And when people treat you better, you slowly begin to believe in yourself more. This does not mean you will never feel weak. You will still have hard days. But even on those days, your posture can protect you from falling too deep into darkness. Standing straight is like telling life that you are ready to face it even when you are afraid. The second rule is about how you treat yourself. It says treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. Many people are very kind to others but very cruel to themselves. They forgive their friends easily but judge themselves harshly. They help others when they are tired but ignore their own needs. Imagine you are taking care of a sick child. You will make sure they sleep well. You will give them good food. You will protect them. You will speak gently to them. You will not insult them. You will not punish them for being sick. But when it comes to yourself, you often do the opposite. You stay awake at night scrolling on your phone. You eat junk food. You drink too much. You speak harsh words to your own heart. You say you are useless. You say you are behind. You say you are a failure. This rule is a reminder that you are also a human being who deserves care. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is responsible. You cannot help others if you destroy yourself first. You cannot be strong for your family if you hate your own life. This rule tells you to become your own guardian. Protect your health. Protect your mind. Protect your time. Give yourself discipline, not comfort. Comfort feels good now but hurts later. Discipline feels hard now but protects your future. When you start treating yourself with respect, your confidence grows quietly. The third rule teaches us about friendship. It says make friends with people who want the best for you. Not everyone who smiles at you is good for your future. Some people enjoy your weakness. Some people feel safe only when you stay small. Some people don't want you to grow because your growth reminds them of their own fear. Good friends are not those who clap when you fail. Good friends are those who clap when you stand back up. A true friend feels happy when you succeed. A true friend worries when you disappear. A true friend tells you the truth even when it is uncomfortable. Sometimes the hardest part is letting go of people you have known for many years. You fear being alone. But staying with toxic people is also a kind of loneliness. The people around you shape your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your actions. Your actions shape your destiny. If you surround yourself with hopeless people, you will slowly feel hopeless. If you surround yourself with ambitious, kind, honest people, you will slowly rise. Friendship is not only about laughter. It is about direction. The wrong direction can destroy years of your life. The right direction can save it. The fourth rule tells us how to measure progress. It says compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Many people lose peace because they look at others too much. They watch successful people online and feel small. They see rich people and feel ashamed. They see beautiful people and feel unworthy. But you never see the full picture of others. You see only the surface. You don't see their anxiety, their mistakes, their fear, their childhood, their sacrifices. Life is not a race with others. Life is a private journey. The fifth rule teaches parents how to raise children and teaches everyone how behavior shapes destiny. It says do not allow children to do things that make you dislike them. Love is not blind agreement. Love is guidance. Children are not born knowing how to behave. They learn from feedback. When parents avoid discipline because they are afraid of being strict, they create adults who cannot handle reality. If a child is allowed to be rude, violent, dishonest, or selfish without correction, the world will later punish them harshly. Discipline given with patience is a gift. It prepares a child to live in society. It teaches respect for others. It teaches self-control. And self-control is the foundation of freedom. A person without self-control is not free. They are controlled by their impulses. Teaching right behavior early is not cruelty. It is protection. The sixth rule tells us where real change must begin. It says put your own life in order before you criticize the world. Many people feel angry at society. They complain about politics, economy, leaders, systems. But inside their own life, their room is messy, their habits are broken, their relationships are damaged. It is easy to shout at the sky. It is harder to clean your floor. It is easy to blame the system. It is harder to fix your sleep schedule. The world is too big to control, but your own behavior is within your reach. When you organize your daily life, your confidence grows. When you keep your promises to yourself, your self-respect grows. And when enough individuals organize their own lives, society changes naturally without shouting. The seventh rule teaches us the difference between comfort and meaning. It says pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. Expedient means what is easy and fast. Meaningful means what is right and deep. Many people choose the path of least resistance. They follow pleasure. They escape from pain. They avoid discomfort. But a life built only on pleasure always collapses under pressure. Meaning is not always comfortable. Meaning often demands sacrifice. A student chooses study over entertainment. A father chooses responsibility over rest. An honest worker chooses truth over shortcuts. These choices are not easy, but they build a strong identity. A meaningful life may be heavy, but it gives strength to carry that weight. A comfortable life may feel light at first, but it becomes empty over time. The eighth rule is about truth. It says tell the truth, or at least don't lie. Lies may save you today, but they imprison you tomorrow. One small lie becomes two. Two become a lifestyle. Over time, you no longer know who you really are. Truth can be painful, but it heals. Lies can be comfortable, but they poison the future. You do not have to speak every truth immediately, but never speak what you know is false. When you live honestly, your mind becomes quiet. When you live dishonestly, your mind becomes noisy. Peace does not come from a perfect life. Peace comes from a truthful life. The ninth rule teaches the art of listening. It says listen as if the other person might know something you do not. Every human being carries experience you do not have. When you truly listen, you collect wisdom without pain. When you interrupt, you lose hidden lessons. Listening is not waiting to speak. Listening is trying to understand. When people feel heard, their anger becomes softer. When you listen deeply, your mind becomes wider. The 10th rule is about precision in language. It says be precise in your speech. Vague problems cannot be solved. Clear problems can. When you say everything is wrong, you feel helpless. When you say one thing is wrong, you feel capable. Clear speech creates clear thinking. Clear thinking creates clear action. Clear action changes life. The 11th rule is about courage and risk. It uses the example of skateboarding. Children must be allowed to struggle, fall, and learn. Overprotection creates fear. Controlled risk builds strength. A life without risk is not safe. It is weak. Growth requires danger. Learning requires falling. Confidence is built from survived failures. The 12th and final rule teaches us how to live with suffering. It says when you see a cat on the street, stop and pet it. This means notice the small moments of beauty. Life is heavy. Pain is guaranteed. Loss is unavoidable. But within pain, there are tiny islands of peace. A warm drink. A calm sunset. A kind word. A quiet moment. These small joys remind you that life is still worth living even when it hurts. Now that you have slowly listened to the meaning behind all 12 rules, let us deepen these ideas in a more personal and emotional way so they can stay in your heart, not only in your mind. Knowledge is not powerful when it stays only in the head. Real power begins when knowledge enters daily life through small actions. Many people listen to motivational ideas and feel excited for one day, but after that, they return to the same habits. Real change is not loud. It is quiet and slow. It happens when you wake up early even when you don't feel like it. It happens when you say no to distractions. It happens when you choose discipline over comfort again and again. The message of these rules is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming a little better today than you were yesterday. That is how strong lives are built, not through massive change but through steady steps. Let us reflect again on standing up straight, not only with your body but with your choices. Every morning life asks you a silent question. Will you face me today or will you hide from me today? When you avoid your responsibilities, you are hiding. When you delay what you know you should do, you are hiding. When you blame others for your situation again and again, you are hiding. Standing up straight means facing the truth of your own life. It means accepting where you are without lying to yourself. It means saying, this is my life, these are my problems, and I will take one step forward today. Even if that step is small, it still moves you ahead. Courage does not mean you are not afraid. Courage means you move forward even while fear is present. Most people wait for fear to disappear before they act. But fear rarely disappears first. Action comes first. Confidence follows later. Treating yourself like someone you are responsible for helping also means protecting your future self. The future version of you depends on the actions you take today. When you skip your studies today, your future self pays the price. When you waste time today, your future self feels regret. When you damage your health today, your future self carries pain. But when you work hard today, your future self feels proud. When you practice English today, your future self speaks with confidence. When you choose healthy habits today, your future self enjoys strength. So each small choice is not only about today. It is a message to your future self. It is either saying, I care about you, or I am ignoring you. And deep inside, you already know which voice you want to listen to. Choosing the right friends is one of the most powerful silent decisions you make in life. You don't notice its effect in 1 week or 1 month, but you clearly see it after 5 years. Your language becomes like the people you talk to. Your mindset becomes like the people you spend time with. Your dreams become limited or expanded depending on the company you keep. If you stay with people who complain all the time, you also become someone who complains. If you stay with people who try to grow, you will also feel the pull to grow. You cannot fly with broken wings around you. Sometimes loneliness is safer than bad company. Being alone with purpose is better than being surrounded by chaos. Comparing yourself to yesterday instead of others today is a skill that takes practice. Your mind is trained by society to compare everything. Social media shows you highlights, not reality. You see luxury, success, beauty, confidence. You don't see struggle, debt, insecurity, fear. When you compare your backstage to someone else's stage, you will always feel behind. But when you compare your today with your own yesterday, something beautiful happens. You start to notice progress that was invisible before. You notice that you are speaking more clearly than last month. You notice that you are more patient than before. You notice that you are less afraid than last year. These small victories are real. And real victories build quiet confidence. Discipline in childhood and discipline in adulthood are deeply connected. When children are guided with care and structure, they grow up understanding limits. They learn that the world has rules, and rules are not enemies. Rules give safety. Rules give direction. Rules make life predictable. When someone grows up without limits, they often feel lost later. They want freedom, but they don't know how to control it. Discipline is not about punishment. Discipline means teaching the right way again and again with patience. And even as adults, we still need discipline. Discipline is what carries you through days when motivation disappears. Motivation is emotional and temporary. Discipline is quiet and permanent. Putting your own life in order before criticizing the world is also about humility. It is easy to feel wise when you talk about big problems. It is much harder to feel responsible for your own small imperfections. It is easy to talk about corruption. It is harder to be honest when no one is watching. It is easy to talk about injustice. It is harder to be fair in your own daily dealings. When you fix your own behavior, you become part of the solution instead of adding to the noise. The world does not change through shouting. It changes through example. Choosing what is meaningful over what is easy becomes clearer when you understand one truth. Pain is unavoidable. Everyone suffers. The question is not whether you will suffer, but what you are willing to suffer for. Some people suffer because they avoid responsibility. Some people suffer because they choose responsibility. The first suffering is empty. The second suffering has purpose. Studying is difficult. Working hard is difficult. Being honest is difficult. But these difficulties build a future that gives satisfaction. Avoiding effort is also difficult in another way. It creates guilt, regret, and frustration. So either way there is pain. The difference is the direction of the pain. One leads you upward. The other pulls you downward. Telling the truth begins with small honesty. It begins when you admit to yourself that a habit is damaging you. It begins when you accept that you wasted time instead of making excuses. The hardest lies are not the ones we tell others. The hardest lies are the ones we tell ourselves. When you stop lying to yourself, your life starts to reorganize naturally. You start seeing what needs to be changed without being forced. Truth is uncomfortable at first, but it sets you free from inner conflict. Listening deeply is also an act of humility. It means accepting that you do not know everything. It means respecting that another human being carries pain, wisdom, and battles you cannot see. When you truly listen, you learn without having to suffer the same mistakes. Many people repeat painful errors because they refuse to listen. Wisdom often arrives quietly through other people's stories. Being precise in speech also teaches you to be precise in thinking. When you clearly say what you feel, confusion begins to dissolve. Many emotional struggles stay strong because they remain unnamed. When you name your fear, it becomes smaller. When you name your problem, it becomes solvable. When you name your goal, it becomes reachable. Vague thinking keeps you trapped. Clear thinking opens doors. Allowing risk, especially for young people, is how strength is formed. Life does not protect the weak. Life respects the capable. Capability is built through trial and error. When someone falls and stands up, they learn balance. When someone fails and tries again, they learn resilience. Fear disappears not through safety but through experience. The more you run from difficulty, the larger it becomes in your mind. The more you face difficulty, the smaller it feels over time. And finally, noticing small moments of beauty is what saves a tired heart. You cannot remove all suffering from life, but you can collect small lights along the way. A kind word from a stranger. A quiet evening after a long day. A song that touches your soul. These moments remind you that pain is not the whole story. Even in darkness, there are small points of light. And those small lights are enough to carry you forward one more day. As you listen to this episode, you are already practicing something powerful. You are choosing growth. You are choosing learning. You are choosing effort instead of distraction. This alone sets you apart from many people. You may feel slow. You may feel behind. But you are moving. And moving forward matters more than moving fast. Fluency is not built in 1 week. Confidence is not built in 1 month. Strong character is not built in 1 year. It is built in thousands of small decisions made quietly when no one is watching. The rules in this book are not commands. They are invitations. Invitations to live consciously. Invitations to take responsibility. Invitations to stop running from your own potential. You do not need to be extraordinary. You only need to be consistent. You only need to try again tomorrow even if today was not perfect. Failure does not destroy a life. Giving up does. Every day life gives you 2 choices. You can either move slightly toward strength or slightly toward weakness. There is no standing still. Even rest is a choice that must be balanced with effort. If you choose strength once a day, at the end of the year you will be a very different person. If you choose avoidance once a day, at the end of the year you may feel lost. But the beautiful truth is this. At any moment you can choose again. You are never permanently trapped by yesterday's mistake. You are not required to change your entire life today. You are only asked to make one honest, responsible step. Clean one small part of your life. Fix one small habit. Speak one honest sentence. Study one small lesson. Make one healthy choice. These small acts seem invisible, but they carry enormous power when repeated. As you continue listening to these lessons, allow them to move slowly inside your mind. Do not rush to become perfect. Do not pressure yourself with unrealistic expectations. Growth loves patience. Strength loves consistency. And your future self will quietly thank you for every small effort you make today. If you enjoyed this episode, please listen again and shadow the sentences. Slowly. Try to repeat the new words and think about their meaning in your own life. Every time you listen, your English will grow stronger and clearer. And if this story helped you, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who is also learning English. I'm Noyan, and until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. Bye for now. Down.